Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a trap for my boy.
Hey, Blake, where you at?
Yeah, I've been in your wrestling boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting no fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. On the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandwich. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always gotta hit the string. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this the fight game. Don't be funny, that and the shit won't change. Said that on the string, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the string, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed, yeah. I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
I gotta do all my technical stuff here by myself. But I think we're good. I think I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and I see Christopher, my brother, stopping in for the contest, man. Good to see you, brother. Scared Truth OG. Salute. You love wrestling? Fantastic, bro. Wrestling trivia coming up. Get the buzz on. Let a few more people stop in the room. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, the like button, and make sure your brain is in tune for some wrestling trivia. I got a nice little bud of ice cream cake over here. Ooh la la, smells good, man. And we'll let a couple more people come in the room because it wouldn't be any fun if it was just the three of us playing the game. And who knows? This was a quick setup. The day was kind of cool, man. You know, typical Thanksgiving in America. I went to my brother's house and had the turkey. I brought a bunch of gummies with me. You know, the traditional Thanksgiving fare started off with, he had shrimp wrapped in bacon, some cold shrimp cocktails. They had the usual, the turkey, the stuffing, the freaking mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the what's the yellow one? The squash. And yeah, I got the complete fill of that. I brought home the cupcakes, the pumpkin pie, and the blueberry pie. But it was definitely full to the max. But see, it kind of threw my day off because I eat the same thing at the same time every day, basically. And I have my shake first thing in the morning, after my walk, my cardio. Then I have lunch. I have eggs, hash browns, English muffin, and an apple. That's my main meal, my first of the day. And blew that off today because I went for 2:00. That was the Thanksgiving stuff. Hey, let me order, brother. Good to see you in here, man. Wrestling trivia, man. I don't know if any of you cats are going to stick around for that, but I got 50 pretty cool questions on there. And you know, wrestling used to be a tradition on Thanksgiving. It used to be the Survivor Series. Is the music too loud in the background? Because I can turn it down if it is. That's the John Davis Trio. They're playing live right now at Smalls Jazz Cafe. John Davis on piano, Gianluca Renzi on the bass, and Tommy Campbell on the drums. Entertaining us. De Niro, my brother, salute, man. Yeah, I watched wrestling back. See, I watched wrestling before I even watched boxing. That was my favorite sport when I was growing up as a kid. Watching wrestling since the freaking 60s. You know, the Bruno Sammartino era, the Jay Strongbow, the Haystacks Calhoun. Is my microphone, is it echoing in here? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can straighten that out. Test 1, 2. Yeah, I think that might have done it. Is it gone? There we go. I think it might have been only been on the inside, but anywho, man, professional wrestling has always been a thing for me. And Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, there's been a lot of things going on in boxing and wrestling. I remember in 1983, man, I think it was the Larry Holmes and Marvis Frazier. That was a little bit of trivia. That was one of the only fights that Larry Holmes fought that was non-title. When Larry Holmes had that title for what did we say, 20 defenses, 25 defenses, amazing, ungodly number of defenses. But the one against Marvis Frazier on Thanksgiving back in 83, because the WBC didn't recognize Marvis Frazier as a top 10 contender. And they said, well, Larry, this is, if you lose it, you're going to lose the title. If he wins it, he's not going to win the title. But Ring Magazine, right now, the powerful Ring Magazine that Turki Al-Sheikh has bought, that belt was on the line. But wrestling, the Survivor Series on Thanksgiving night, what was Thanksgiving night without the Survivor Series? The Gobbledygooker, remember that one, man? They wanted us to guess what was in the turkey egg. Wild. Let me see something here. Lemmy fought a guy who won the state wrestling in an exhibition jiu-jitsu match. What was it, a street fight or a freaking wrestling match? Larry was only 219 pounds himself when he fought. Marvis was 200 pounds. Larry was 219. So Larry Holmes, he wasn't the biggest cat either in the heavyweight division. Now we're in a whole different era, man. The Giants are playing the game now. And I'll tell you, oh, that tastes good, man. Of all the goodies at the Thanksgiving table, the most popular one, Bruce Gass's 10 milligram edibles. The whole family was zonked in a good way. But people, my family, they're getting older. Now, turkey eggs are not so good for you, from what I understand. I started reading an article on them yesterday, and I didn't get through it. But turkey eggs aren't as good as the chicken eggs. I'll have to read the article myself, but let me start this thing off. Just a couple of questions here. We'll see how it's going. We'll see how the technical aspect of it works. It's going to take 2 minutes to start anyway. Just enough time for a bing or a bong or a edible. And what's a cool thing today too, man? Let me show you this while before this comes on. My brother, we're all smokers there. Everybody, there were joints being passed around left and right. It was crazy. And I make the hash joints with the cones, pack them in there. My brother goes, oh, I don't like those cones. I got a package of them. He says, you want them? Do I want them? Shit, yeah, man. It was like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Not only did I get to take goodies home with me, I got the freaking, I got a pack of raw papers, raw cones. There, can't get them in Rhode Island. You got to get them by Amazon. And once again, I may not like the bandit that I am, man. So that's something I can be thankful for right there. Oh, you 5 foot something, and you were a 6 foot monster. You probably not only killed him, but you probably read him his constitutional rights and took his wallet at the same time. No, I don't use turkey eggs. I use chicken eggs. I got a guy down the street that I just found out. He's got chickens in the backyard. He's got he puts them in a cooler in front of his house, and he's got an honor system. He's got security cameras all over the place. So he's got a little thing there. You put your $5 in there, take a dozen eggs, and all is good. Well, let's see, man. See, I think when I take this off the camera, it stops counting down. I think. I'm not sure. You know, we were on our way to my brother's house. My wife was driving, and all of a sudden she slows down. I'm like, what the hell are you slowing down for? It's a green light. Fucking wild turkeys walking across the street. She almost hit one. It was wild, man. Weed turkeys. I never heard of them, man. Well, you know, you put this thing up here, and 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a lot of time. 10 years is nothing, but 2 minutes is a lot of time. And man, I'll tell you, the family, they're all getting old. I don't know if it's, I'm there with them too, but man, you know, you kind of realize how time is, man, how time is really, you're not going to beat time. Especially the older you get. You know, my family, we're getting older and older. By the day, we're all senior citizens practically. A couple of them still working, but anyway, man, I am definitely thankful to still be active, still be on my feet, being able to do things like this. This is, do I have anybody on Facebook? I got to keep an eye on it over there, because yesterday, yes, I did, man. My brother, Mr. Will over there. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. We're playing a little wrestling trivia here tonight, brother Will. If you want to come over to Facebook, over to YouTube, you can join us over there. Hey, JD, bro, salute. Okay, here we go. Who was the first wrestler to win the WWE Universal Championship? 1, was it Seth Rollins? 2, was it Roman Reigns? 3, was it Finn Balor? Or 4, was it Brock Lesnar? JD, my brother, you got to put the number in there, or you got to put the whole thing like it says in the box. Otherwise, it won't recognize your sacred truth. I don't know what the answer is. I have no previous knowledge of them, but I think if I was guessing myself, I would guess number 3. Let's see if the writing it went in there. It's computing the answers right now. The windows are closed.
Yes.
The correct answer, Finn Balor. 60% got that right. De Niro and Sacred. Yeah, you can write it in there. It works that way too. 40% said Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar was I don't know what Brock Lesnar was, but anyway, Finn Balor was the correct answer. This might turn the screen black for just the hit the next question button. Here we go. Which wrestler was known as the loose cannon in the 1990s? 1, was it Raven? 2, was it Dean Malenko? 3, was it Chris Jericho? Or 4, was it Brian Pillman? Vaughn, my brother, salute, bro. The loose cannon. Who was the loose cannon in the 90s? You cats know your wrestling? Let's go, man. Let's go. The loose cannon was Crazy Man, Brian Pillman. Number 4, I think. Raven was kind of a loose cannon too. Yep, Brian Pillman. 80% got that one right. 20% Chris Jericho. Christopher in there first, De Niro right behind him. Christopher, you got a good chance of winning it today, bro, if you know your wrestling. We don't have Joe here. We don't have Carlos Mendoza here, the drunk Irishman. Blood Boxing, the ringers are not here. Gold Eye, salute, brother. Welcome to the game. Question number 3 coming up. What year did ECW officially declare bankruptcy? 1, was it 2003? 2, was it 2002? 3, was it 2001? Or 4, was it 1999? Well, we'll see how the rest of us are in here. I think we got some ringers, but trivia is trivia. You got to write down in my comments what you want to see in trivia in here. Hey, JT, bro, salute, man. Good to see you in here, man. Make sure if you haven't been here before, please sub to the channel. I appreciate that. I'm trying to get my sub count up. For some reason, man, it just don't go up. Sometimes it even goes down. Here we go, man. What year did ECW officially declare bankruptcy? Led by the crazy Paul Heyman, Sandman. And I don't know if you cats were here yesterday, but Terrible Tim did an exhibition with Sandman back in the day. 38%, 2001. I wouldn't have known that. I would have taken a guess at that one, but Jay was in there first of all, and Lenny got in there. Question number 4. Who was credited with creating the Money in the Bank ladder match concept? 1, was it Shawn Michaels? 2, was it Kane? 3, Edge? Or 4, Chris Jericho? The Money in the Bank. Susanna, my sister, always a pleasure to see you in here. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving out in the Philippines. We're kind of kicking it down over here, man, and I like doing this. The buzz is kicking in. My wife went to bed about 5 o'clock, man. You know, we went to the sister's house, and my brother's rather, and I think she didn't overdo it. She doesn't drink, but big day for her. Me, I'm just getting started. But who's credited with creating the Money in the Bank ladder match? And a great match too. I don't know if you remember the one with in fact, I think the Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels ladder match was just incredible. But Chris Jericho, nobody got this one right. The correct answer, Chris Jericho. Oh, got a head rush on that one. Oh, yeah. Nothing like the Toka 2. This one. What was the main event of WrestleMania 9? Was it Yokozuna Bret Hart? 2, was it Undertaker Giant Gonzalez? 3, was it Shawn Michaels Tatanka? Or 4, was it Hulk Hogan and Sid Justice? WrestleMania 9. And if you remember this one, the Hulkster came back. But which one was it? I see a lot of cats in here pretty much getting close to the right answers anyway. But I wouldn't have known it for all the numbers, but I remember the match. I remember where I was watching it too. I couldn't believe it, man. Definitely Vince McMahon at his finest. Bret Hart, Yokozuna. Bret Hart loses to Yokozuna. Hulk Hogan comes in. Yoko gets the salt in the face or some bullshit like that. Hulk pins him and becomes the champ. And Bret Hart was like, what the fuck, man? How did that happen? It was wild. It was fucking crazy. WrestleMania 9. De Niro got in that one there, and Sacred got in that one. Question number 6 coming up. Who won the inaugural WWF King of the Ring tournament in 1985? I saw this myself, man. This was in Providence at the Civic Center. 1, was it Ted DiBiase? 2, was it Harley Race? 3, was it Don Morocco? Or 4, was it Bret Hart? And he walked around with a fucking crown around on his head for a long time too, man. Who was it? Which one of these titans of the ring won the first King of the Ring match in 1985? A lot of guesses going on. The window's closed. I see that they used to call him the King Harley Race until Jerry Lawler came into the operation, and then that kind of faded away. But Harley Race. No, it was Don Morocco. Whoa, nobody got this one right. The Rock, Don Morocco. The first King of the Ring. Well, nobody gains and nobody loses. But I like it when the computer wins. Kind of humbles us. Question number 7 coming up. Which WCW pay-per-view featured a triple cage match from the movie Ready to Rumble? This is a tough one. One was at Super Brawl 2000. One was at Slamboree 2000. 3 was at Halloween Havoc 1999, or was it Fall Brawl 2000? They featured a triple cage match from the movie Ready to Rumble. You have to take a guess at this one, man. I would guess Super Brawl. I guess 1. That's a tough one, though. You gotta truly be a wrestling fan to get ones like this right. You're gonna be one of those geeks who watches every wrestling broadcast. Nope. De Niro comes through with Slamboree. We go to question number 8. Who ended Goldberg's undefeated streak? I know this one. I remember this one well. 1 was it Scott Hall. 2 was it Kevin Nash. 3 was it Hulk Hogan, or 4 was it Diamond Dallas Page? Ended the, 87-0 streak of Goldberg. And this dude came in there and he cheated and he ended the streak. Who was it? A little agua. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Very important. Contrary to what my co-host Kim was saying the other day, man. Kevin Nash. Number 2. Jay got that one right, brother. Right on the spot with that one. And most people, 75% said Diamond Dallas Page. 50% on Facebook got that right. Oh, that water tastes good. Question number 9. What was the name of Mick Foley's character in Smoky Mountain Wrestling? This is my wife's favorite, man. She'd leave me for Mick Foley. 1 was it Jack Foley. 2 was it Dude Love. 3 was it Chainsaw Charlie, or 4 was it Cactus Jack Manson? What was Mick Foley's name in Smoky Mountain Wrestling? He kind of used them all in WCW and ECW rather, and WWE, but in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, what was his name? And he used to go, bang, bang! He was a crazy bastard. I think he truly was nuts, man. But what did they call him when he first got his career going in the Smoky Mountain Federation? Man, this bud that I got from my G yesterday, this is the one I showed you, cats. It is Cactus Jack Manson is the correct answer, but this thing is just this is super fresh, super excellent taste. It's got so much resin in there and such a smell that I must say, man, this is absolutely the way to go. Who was the first wrestler inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? Was it 1, Hulk Hogan, 2, Buddy Rogers, 3, Bruno Sammartino, or 4, Andre the Giant? The first wrestler inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Get rid of that. Who was the first one in the infamous WWE Hall of Fame? Hogan, Rogers, Sammartino, or Andre? This one I know. This guy pretty much saved the WWE. He just was they say he was the man. You read some of the stories about him too. getting blowed by waitresses under the table when fans are trying to get his autograph. Go away. The legendary Andre the Giant. Christopher, bro. Look at you, man. The only one who got that one right. But yes, indeed, man. The legendary eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. Let's check the leaderboard out now that we're into 10 questions. The game is 20% over. Let's check this out. De Niro in first place, 5 correct. JD is in second place with 5 correct. So it's tied for first place here. Christopher is in third place with Sacred Truth in fourth. So we got a hell of a fucking game going here. The parody is incredible. Which New Japan Pro Wrestling star wrestled under the name the Pegasus Kid early in his career? 1, was it Jushin Thunder Liger? 2, was it Eddie Guerrero? 3, was it Dean Malenko? Or 4, was it Chris Benoit? Who was the Pegasus Kid? This one I remember. He used to do some crazy stuff, and he ended up doing some crazy stuff. But which one was it? Was it Jushin Thunder Liger, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, or Chris Benoit? And this was way back in the days of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And those guys, they hit you hard. They don't pull those punches back, man. They give you a fucking potato in the head, man. The amazing. But it was Chris Benoit. Now, number 4. Let's see who got that one right. 25% De Niro on board with that one. 75% said it was Eddie Guerrero. I think his name compares further down the line too. But man, I'll tell you, today, we're talking at the table and stuff, and somebody said, "Oh, did you hear Mike Stanzione died?" I said, "No way. This guy that I see down at the beach, I see him like every week or so, maybe a couple of times a month. He's there with his dog. Died on Sunday. 62 years old. Nice guy." What was the original name of the NWO faction in Japan? Was it called NWO Japan? 2, was it called Team Chaos? 3, was it called Strong Style Army? Or 4, was it called the Bullet Club? What do you think? You see, I hope this didn't get clogged on the last one. I might have to get up and give it a poke. What I'll do is I'll use the torch. But what was NWA Japan known as? Any guesses out there? NWO faction in Japan. It's kind of a self-answering question. You got it. Sometimes, see, you got a 25% chance of getting it right. So take the guess. It's better than not than just passing it all. And there you go. Because even a wrong one doesn't take any points away from you. So if you take a guess, you got 25% of getting another point on the board. Who was the first IWGP heavyweight champion? And that's International Wrestling Grand Prix. That's another Japanese federation. 1, was it Shinya Hashimoto? 2, was it Kenji Murta? 3, was it Hiroshi Takanashi? Or 4, was it Antonio Inoki? The first ever IWGP heavyweight champ. This one should be self-explanatory. I'll give you a hint. He did an exhibition with Muhammad Ali. Scheduled as a real fight, but crazy, man. But this dude is a legend in Japan. I'm sure everybody's going to get this one right because we're boxing fans over here, first and foremost. But Antonio Inoki. And if you ever watch that fight, Inoki, he tricked everybody. He laid on his back and he attempted to kick Ali so Ali couldn't fucking punch him. and he kicked Ali so many times in his legs. Ali had to go to the hospital. He had blood clots in his legs, and man, it pretty much ruined Ali. It was 76. Ali's career only lasted 4 more years, but man, Antonio Inoki, a legend. He wouldn't take the dive. Ali wouldn't take the dive. It was fucking insane. Which promotion ran the Final Bell annual event? 1 was at the Ring of Honor. 2 was at the NWA. 3 was at Impact Wrestling. Or 4 was at ECW. The Final Battle. Tomorrow there's all kind of wrestling events on. I was looking, SmackDown is on, and then there's another Friday night. What is it? Friday Night SmackDown, yeah. And then there's another one too, a pay-per-view from Impact, I think, on earlier, like on starting at 7 o'clock. So wrestling will never die. Thank you. But which one? Who ran the Final Bell? So many of them run these big events every 3 months. They're not pay-per-view, but you got to have their app. Ring of Honor, 75% got that one right. Ring of Honor is pretty cool, but see, they don't have the money that WWE has, obviously. So they don't have the amenities. They don't take care of their talent as much. But man, they are definitely the number one farm league. You see Daniel Bryan earlier there with AJ Styles, some tremendous 1 hour long matches. But yeah, Ring of Honor, they put out some shit, man. Who was the last ECW World Heavyweight Champion before it closed? Remember this one, man? The ECW. Who was the last one? 1 was it Tommy Dreamer. 2 was it Taz. 3 was it Rhino. Or 4 was it Raven. AEW bought Impact. Is that what you're saying, Sacred Truth? I don't know I don't know what's going on much in wrestling today. I try to watch the big events, but then if there's boxing on, sorry guys. But anyway, man, who was the last ECW? Those guys were fucking nuts. They were insane. Barbed wire on baseball bats, and you take it to the head. Guys like Terry Funk and Cactus Jack and fucking all these guys. Tommy Dreamer, Taz, Rhino. But Rhino was the last one. Remember he brought it to the WWE? I think he lost it to Christian, and then they just kind of faded it out. But it was Rhino. Taz was an amazing guy. Taz made Chris Angle. Is that his name, man? What the fuck is his name? Kurt Angle. Okay, here we go. Which wrestler used the nickname The Franchise in ECW? Who was known as The Franchise? Then we'll put it on pause and I'll tell you what I was thinking before I forget it. Was it Terry Funk? 2 was it Shane Douglas? 3 was it Sabu? Or 4 was it Rob Van Dam? Who was known as The Franchise in ECW? This one you would have to be a wrestling fan. Hey, my brother D-Ray, salute to you, man. Happy thanks. Shane Douglas, number 2, the franchise of ECW. And yeah, like I was saying before, man, ECW, those guys are the craziest. They would have those triple table matches. They would fucking have the barbed wire around the ring, fire in the ring, man. They were nuts. That was just insane. It was like, when is somebody going to get killed in that? But yet they just kept it up, man. It was Vince McMahon finally bought it. He was going to incorporate it, and he just kind of said, nah, this is nuts. It's not worth losing my wrestlers, the liability. It's just crazy. Shane had the little thing going down in the basement of the of Monday Night Raw, where he was trying to get a little bit of that stuff going on in the closed door matches. But nah, ECW, that was the baby of the legendary Paul Heyman. And once he wasn't involved with it anymore, that was it. No more ECW. We'll put your name on the wall, Sacred Truth. And let's see. I'll have to think while the game's going on. I'll have to think of a good prize to send you. Do you like edibles? Let's see. Let's resume the game. Question number 17. I'll tell you what. I'll let me think in my head. Who was the first opponent of Kenny Omega in the first ever AEW Dynamite match? Was it Pac? 2, was it Jon Moxley? 3, was it Hangman Page? Or 4, was it Chris Jericho? This I have no idea of. Therefrom, because I was not watching AEW. It came out of nowhere. Caught me by surprise. All these WWE stars are going over to AEW. It's almost like Turkey Al Sheik runs it. It's one of those kind of things. Unlimited money. What's the guy's name? Tony Khan. It's like a war still. I guess it's still going on. But it seems like nobody defeats the legendary Vince McMahon. And that little broad is taking him down. The one he had he had Brock Lesnar pissing on her and fucking. The correct answer was Pac. Nobody's getting this one. Question number 18 coming up. What year did TNA Wrestling rebrand itself as Impact Wrestling? TNA rebranded as Impact. I remember TNA was another one. Everybody thought it was going to be tits and ass, and it was totally, totally different. Was it 2018, 2017, 2016, or 2015? 1 for 2018, 2 for 2017, 3 for 2016, 4 for 2015. I would guess 2018. I'm going to say the latest one. I'm going to say 1. D-Ray guesses 1-7. Let's see how they accept that on here. This is a special program that I use. $2017. I wouldn't have got that one right. Sacred got that one. De Niro got that one. Pretty good, boys. Pretty good. Who was the longest reigning NXT champ in boxing in history? The longest reigning NXT champ. 1, was it Tommaso Ciampa? 2, was it Finn Balor? 3, was it Bo Dallas? Or 4, was it Adam Cole? The longest reigning NXT. NXT is a pretty cool thing too, man. Those guys are learning. They're taking their bumps early. Some of those NXT cards, man. Whew. And all of those guys put in some amazing shit, man. Adam Cole, his father is Michael Cole, the announcer. But who's the longest reigning? I'd guess Finn Balor, maybe. I don't know, man. This one, I don't know. Adam Cole, D-Ray, sneaks in, catches everybody off guard, and takes it. 60% said it would be Tommaso Ciampa. 20% said Finn Balor. Nobody said that crazy Bo Dallas. And D-Ray on the drive. Which wrestler had the gimmick of a hockey player in the WWF in the mid-90s? Remember this one, man? 1, was it the Goon? 2, was it the Repo Man? 3, was it Duke the Dumpster Drosy? Or 4, was it Aldo Montoya? And this guy's name was Bill Irwin, and he had the ice skates on, and he had a ice skates that weren't ice skates, but they were wrestling shoes with freaking things on them, and he had a hockey stick. Really a gimmick that didn't work. But what do they call him? The Goon, the Repo Man, Duke Droese, or Aldo Montoya? The Goon. 100% got that one right. Yeah, that gimmick didn't go over too well. Next question. What was the name of the stable led by Raven in WCW? 1, did they call themselves the New Blood? 2, were they the Natural Born Thrillers? 3, was it the Flock? Or 4, was it the Dungeon of Doom? What was the name of the stable led by Raven? He's still wrestling, man. He's crazy. Nothing worse than an old man still wrestling. Even worse seeing him wrestling than boxing, Because those wrestlers, they got to get up. They got to do it again the next night. Crazy stuff. I remember watching a couple of friends of mine, several friends of mine from the gym that I work with, they were wrestlers. They work, not the WWE, but the smaller federations, the local federations, as they call them, the indies. And the Bushwhackers, they were doing the tour of the indies back in the early 2000s. And these guys are in their 60s. They were wearing support trunks. They were taking painkillers. It was tough, man. My buddies were telling them, they would say, listen, don't hit us hard. Just, we're going to go down. We're going to dance around. Headbutt, we'll pin you. But it was the Flock, Raven's Flock. And Raven, like I said, man, he's still doing it. I still see him on YouTube doing his thing, trying to hustle a buck out there. Sad. Next question. Who won the first ever Royal Rumble in 1988? All you hardcore WWE fans. The first ever Royal Rumble. 1, was it Hacksaw Jim Duggan? 2, was it the Hulk? 3, was it Big John Studd? Or 4, was it Andre the Giant? The first Royal Rumble match. And I love the Royal Rumble. That's my favorite match of the year. That's when, man, they just keep coming in. You're in there for 2 minutes. The buzzer rings. Another wrestler comes in. And who was the original? Who won the first one? I think Sacred Truth has got this one. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, remember when he got busted with the Iron Sheik with coke and weed in New Jersey in 1986? It was it 86 or 87? But it was fucking crazy, man. That blew the kayfabe, They were supposed to be bitter enemies, and they get busted together doing fucking coke and smoking weed and driving through New Jersey, speeding. Crazy stuff, man. You want to check the leaderboards? We can do that, brother. Which wrestler was nicknamed Latino Heat? 1, was it Rey Mysterio? 2, was it Juventud Guerrera? 3, was it Eddie Guerrero? Or 4, was it Chavo Guerrero? Nicknamed Latin Heat. Remember Latin Heat? He come out there shaking his hips, man. He steal, he cheat. Who was Latin Heat? Was it Mysterio? Was it Juventud? Was it Eddie? Or was it Chavo? Eddie Guerrero, 80%. Sacred and De Niro got that one right. 20% thought it was Chavo. We'll do after question 25, the halfway point. We'll take a look at the leaderboard, and we'll see the ever popular leaderboard. Which wrestling cult starred in the cult film They Live? Awesome movie, man. Funny as hell. You can catch it on cable. 1, was it The Rock? 2, was it Steve Austin? 3, was it Roddy Piper? Or 4, was it Hulk Hogan? He had to put the glasses on. When he put the glasses on, he saw what they really were. Funky movie. I don't think he starred in too many other ones. He died. They said he was quite a hot shit, man. Party hardy guy. Really was totally different than the character that he portrayed. But anyway, which one was it? The Rock, Stone Cold, Roddy, or Hulk Hogan? The correct answer, of course, the Rowdy one. Who was the first wrestler to hold both WWE and WCW titles simultaneously? 1, was it Triple H? 2, The Rock? 3, Chris Jericho? Or 4, Booker T? And this one, man, when you can remember, they had it was a 3 wrestling wrestle-off for Undisputed, and nobody gave this guy a chance, and he won the fucking thing. Which was it? Triple H, The Rock, Jericho, or Booker T? The first wrestler to hold both WCW and WWE titles simultaneously. The windows are closed. Chris Jericho, 50% got it right. De Niro on top. We will check out the leaderboard. Let's see who's winning here, man. De Niro in first place with 15 correct. JD in second place with 14. Sacred Truth with 12. Chris is falling behind with 8, but there's still plenty of time. D-Ray with 5. Lemmy Order got 1. Vaughn got 1. Let's resume the game. Go to the next question. Start the second half of the game on a fresh note. I should wipe all the scores off and start from 0, but I don't know how to do that. What was the stipulation of the infamous Kennel from Hell match? 1, was it a steel cage on fire? 2, was it no ropes? 3, was it dogs surrounded the ring? Or 4, was it barbed wire ropes? I didn't even see this match, but it sounds interesting. The Kennel from Hell match. Was this WWE? Was it WCW? Was it ECW? The Kennel from Hell. Whew. Anybody see that match before? I would guess the dogs be surrounding the ring. That's why they call it the Kennel from Hell. Hey, this is my brother Rudy. What's happening, my G? I hope you're not eating too much turkey here, man. I'm turkeyed out, bro. I'm fucking smoking the good shit. I'm doing wrestling trivia. 100% said that. Dogs surround the ring. Check out my friend Rudy Exposure, bro. He's got a good little channel, man. He talks the shit. He likes his boxing. Go sub to him. He's growing. He's only got about 500 subs. Let's get him 500 more. Get him 1,000. Ain't nothing like that feel of getting 1,000 subs, brother. The first 1,000 feels so good, man. That's why I try to support all my G's on here. Next question coming right up. Who was the leader of Nexus faction of the WWE? Remember Nexus? When all the young guys, they turned on the old guys. It was so fucking cool. Vince even fired a bunch of them. They were doing it for real. 1, was it Wade Barrett? 2, was it Heath Slater? 3, was it David Otunga? Or 4, was it Daniel Bryan? Who was the leader of Nexus? Remember Daniel Bryan had fucking John Cena? He was hanging him with a necktie, and he was really doing it, and Vince was fucking, like, in the back room, Vince was like, you fucking guys, he suspended them all. A lot of them got pay cuts, sent a lot of them packing back to NXT. But who was the leader of the faction, man? And he's still announcing right now with the company. That's how fucking crazy it is, you know? It's like boxing. I see the guesses in there. Wade Barrett. 80% got Wade Barrett right. 20% said David Utanga. All these guys were fucking nuts. These like the young crew that came in here back in the, what was it, around 1998 or something like that. It was nuts though. Great stuff. Next question. Which wrestler used a finishing move called the Burning Hammer? I don't remember this one. Oh, these are Japanese wrestlers. Was it 1, Toshiaki Kawadawa, 2, Michiyasu Mishawa, 3, Kenta Kobayashi, or 4, Katsuchika Okada? I hope I pronounced those right, but I have no idea on this one. The Burning Hammer. Sounds kind of deadly too, doesn't it? Nobody got this one right. We would have expected anything less. Kenta Kobayashi. But how come I see Sacred Truth? Am I behind them? I'm gonna refresh my YouTube screen, but nobody got in there on time. Okay. Let's hit the next question. Question number 29. Who was the final WCW World Heavyweight Champion? The final WCW World Heavyweight Champion. 1, was it Sting? 2, was it Ric Flair? 3, was it Jeff Jarrett? 4, was it Booker T? The final. That means the last. Just Frank, my brother. Salute to you, man. Good to see you here, man. Just Frank, always gaming on his channel. He's a wizard at that. This one I know. He would be the five-time world champion. The creator of the Spinneroonie himself. Booker T. 60% got that one. Sacred and De Niro. 20% said Ric Flair. 20% said Sting. Next question, please. Which promotion hosted the Super J Cup tournaments? The Super J. Was that they sit around smoking J's? 1, was it Noah? 2, was it NJPW? 3, was it Dragon Gate? Or 4, was it All Japan Pro Wrestling? See, these are tough ones, man. I have no clue. Super J tournament. No idea whatsoever. I would guess 2. Only because I've seen it pop up a lot. Noah. We see the Steiner brothers used to wrestle for Noah. I think that's North Otter. I don't even know. I couldn't even fake it. But anyway, any of you guys want to take some educated guesses on this one? Frank, I'm high as a kite myself, bro. I did, let me see, 80, 160, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. I did, I'm going to say about 300 milligrams of edibles today. And I've been smoking since I got home. Smoked joints all day. Had a big joint of crumble I brought with me to the Thanksgiving party. I hope I don't get fucking COVID because I was passing joints with everybody. Something I usually don't do, but I figured, fuck it, I'm going to take a chance. Who introduced the Hardcore Championship in the WWE? Exactly how it's written. Who introduced the Hardcore Championship in the WWE? 1, Vince McMahon. 2, The Undertaker. 3, Shane McMahon. Or 4, Mick Foley. I don't think anybody drank at my Thanksgiving table. I wasn't paying attention, but I just had water. My wife brings her THC syrup with her. Everything she drinks has got the THC tincture in there now, man. She's stoned all the time like a good lady should be. But the correct answer is, and me, I did edibles as soon as I got up. I did a 80 milligrammer, raining all morning. Just sat around, got high on it. The correct answer, Vince McMahon, Sacred Nose. Sacred's in there. 34% said Shane. I would have probably guessed Shane because I thought Shane and Mick Foley. How can you not guess him with hardcore? But it was Vince. So says the questionnaire. What was the original purpose of the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team titles? Was it to feature the lighter weight wrestlers? 2, was it tag team legends? 3, heavyweights only? Or 4, feuds for main events? The original purpose of the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team titles. Kind of a vague kind of a question, but I can see it though. Because I remember when the WCW put it out, they were putting out these freaking lucha libradors, these Japanese cats. These guys were like 160 pounds, and it was like, fucking talk about acrobatic talent, risking their lives, almost breaking their necks. But the original purpose of WCW Cruiserweight Tag title to feature lighter weight fighters, and they did too, man. They got Rey Mysterio. Just incredible, the fighters that they brought here. Frank, you don't know what you're missing, just Frank. To me, it's boxing, wrestling, and then that's it. I'll go watch a movie. You know what I watched the other night? I'll tell you after this. Which wrestler went by the nickname the Iceman? We got an Iceman on YouTube. We got my brother John, the Iceman Scully. We got but what wrestler was called the Iceman? Was it Perry Saturn? 2, was it Lance Storm? 3, was it Dean Malenko? Or 4, was it Chris Benoit? The man just had the 1,000-mile stare. Never changed his expression. Knew it, had every move in the book down. Who was it? Was it Perry Saturn? 2, Lance Storm? 3, Dean Malenko? 4, Chris Benoit? Of course it's easy, bro. I didn't pick these questions. I just press I go to my freaking live reacting studio, and they come up with it wasn't that easy because look, only 80%. And 80%, that's pretty good, but I wouldn't want the top 80% doctor doing my operation on my nuts. You know what I'm saying? I want the upper 80%. The Professor Dean Malenko. His father was a wrestler in Buffalo back in the National Wrestling Organization. What was it called? But anyway, who was the first wrestler to use the nickname the Phenomenal One? This one you should get. Was it 1, was it Samoa Joe? 2, was it Low Key? 3, was it Christopher Daniels? Or 4, was it AJ Styles? The Phenomenal One. Low Key. I got a few people I call Low Key. The correct answer, of course, it's got to be AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One. Yes, sir. Drinking this water out of my blood boxing tumbler. I didn't bring it with me to the Thanksgiving feast. I should have. Could have done some advertising for the boxing game. But then again, My family doesn't give a shit about boxing. What was the name of Triple H's 1995 WWF debut character? One, was it Terror Rising? Two, was it John Paul Levesque? Three, was it Hunter Hearst Helmsley? Or four, was it Blue Blood Hunter? His name of Triple H and his 1995 WWF debut character. What was it? What happened, man? The band taking a break? We can't have that. Get these cats back on stage. Let me get him back on live time here. There we go. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, thus Triple H. But the correct answer, number 3, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Jay was right in there first. Just Frank is in there. 100% got it right. Question number 36 coming up. Which wrestler defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30? What was it, a 21-0 streak? Who broke the streak? 1, was it Shawn Michaels? 2, was it Roman Reigns? 3, was it Kane? Or 4, was it Brock Lesnar? Who broke the streak? See, I invited... Which wrestler defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania 70? Who was it? This one is like super easy. 60%. 40% said Shawn Michaels. No, I mean this was the broke the streak. This was just so crazy. This was retarded, man. Undertaker had the WrestleMania streak, and Brock Lesnar came in, broke the streak. But I called Jimmy Adams, the guy who was on here the other night with my mind just went blank. Who was the first female wrestler inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? This one should be easy. But all of them are Carl's manager, Jimmy Adams. I gave him a call because he was involved in wrestling before he got involved in boxing. But Thanksgiving Day, I mean, dude, I just put this thing on just to kill some fucking time for shits and giggles. But the first female wrestler inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and from what I understand, they even want to take her out of it because of all the nasty things some of the young wrestlers are saying she made them do to stay in the game. I mean, she was a little ditty herself, bro. But it was. How many got the right answer? How about Mae Young, man? Remember Mae Young was on when she took her top off and Sergeant Slaughter had to come in and put a towel over it. Her saggy tits were out there for about a second. If you had a VCR, you could freeze it and you could watch it again. It was like so funny. But anyway, the fabulous Moolah, a story unto herself. Do some research on this crazy broad, man, and blow your mind the things that she's allegedly did in her career. Who was the first AEW world champion? This was just a couple of years ago. 1, was it Kenny Omega? 2, is it John Moxley? 3, is it Cody Rhodes? Or 4, is it Chris Jericho? I would take a guess on Cody, only because that's who I think it was. Or was it Kenny Omega? Uh-oh. I think I'm wrong here. I'm getting outvoted. Everybody's voting for Kenny Omega. For some reason, I thought Cody Rhodes got it because he was the boss of the company. Which one was it? Chris Jericho? Whoa. I had no clue on that one, man. Somebody go look that one up. Somebody go Google that. Who was the first AEW champion? Let's pause that, man. Let's Google that. Who was the first AEW world champion?
According to Wikipedia, the AEW World Championship is a men's professional wrestling world championship created and promoted by the American promotion All Elite Wrestling.
Who was the first AEW world champion?
According to Wikipedia, the AEW World Championship is a men's professional wrestling world championship created and promoted by the American promotion All Elite Wrestling.
Well, they were right. Next question. Which wrestler popularized the term kayfabe in modern wrestling culture? And this was a cool thing, man. The kayfabe. One, was it Vince Russo? Two, was it Paul Heyman? Three, was it Jim Cornette? Or four, was it Dusty Rhodes? Who was the wrestler who popularized the term kayfabe? I'm going to say Paul Heyman. What do we got here? Windows closed. These guys are taking too many breaks for me. I got to get this band back on stage here, man. There we go. Thank you, boys. Paul Heyman, De Niro, D-Ray, right on the case. We're in the home stretch now, my friends. Which famous submission hold is also known as the yes lock? One, is it the sharpshooter? Two, is it the STF? Three, is it the label lock? Four, is it the crossface? You should get this one right. The legendary Gene LaBelle, his star pupil, who changed it to the no lock when he went bad, when he went heel, he called it the no lock. I don't even know if he's still wrestling, man. Maybe he made his money and he retired because he got head injuries, concussions. Tough sport, man. I mean, wrestling and boxing, they're the most CTE cases are from these two sports, followed by football. 60% knew this one. Gene LaBelle, the label lock. I put you in one of those label locks, you ain't going nowhere, man. You won't know whether the shit will go blind. Every fucking, your whole upper body is in pain. It's an amazing finishing move. Easy to put into somebody too, man. Watch him do it. You can learn it. You ever get into a wrestling match, you might be able to get your opponent in that one. It's nice to have in your toolbox in a real fight. Question number 41. Who was the first wrestler to win the WWE Grand Slam under its modern format? The Grand Slam. One, was it The Miz? Two, Shawn Michaels? Three, Kurt Angle? Or four, Edge? I don't know this one, man. Hey, there's my brother, TD. How we doing, Thomas? Good to see you, my bro. Welcome to the wrestling trivia, man. It's the home stretch. You're not going to win it, but you can definitely be a spoiler. If you know your shit in wrestling, man, jump on board. But who was the first wrestler to win? I'm going to say Shawn Michaels. I'm guessing 2. Kurt Angle. Jay got that one right, man. JD's getting them all over here, man. D-Ray. D-Ray's kind of respectable too, bro. He's not just fucking being a dope in the corner. I see a lot of these correct answers with D on there, man. Question number 42. Right around the bend. Which legendary tag team consisted of Hawk and Animal? This one is so fucking simple. 1 is it the Hardy Boys, 2 the Dudley Boys, 3 the Road Warriors, or 4 Demolition. These 2 guys, man, juice to the gills. Fucking, one of them died already, and the other one is small. If he's still alive, man. But man, I'll tell you, when they were in their prime, they didn't know how to wrestle. They used to hurt the jobbers, man. They were awesome. I saw them at the Civic Center wrestle the Steiners. Whew, what a dance of giants that was. Animal passed away recently, so they're both dead now. $100%. Yeah, man, you know, big guys hanging that muscle, having that too long is such a strain on the heart. You know, I dropped 30 pounds of muscle when I retired. It was not healthy. Big guys don't last long. You know, you pump a lot of blood. Your blood pressure is going to be high. I mean, it's just crazy. But you don't see any of those guys last long unless they get small. Who was called the dirtiest player in the game? You know this one, man. Was it Rowdy Roddy? Was it Ric Flair? Was it Jake the Snake, or was it Bobby Heenan? I think he's still in the game. He still has to make a buck doing his thing, man. Windows closed. Man, this weed is fucking sticky. I'm going to have to put some alcohol on my fingers. 100% Ric Flair. Christopher's getting a lot right there. When we look at that leaderboard, I wouldn't be surprised to see Christopher hovering over that top 3. Who created the Glow Wrestling? Remember this Glow Wrestling? That was wild. The broads with the big tits, man. The farmer's daughter. The Russian spy. They're all kind of these crazy ass chicks, man. In the 1980s, who created it? 1 was it Vern Gagne, 2 was it Paul Bossich, 3 was it Jerry Jarrett, or 4 was it David McLean? And it would probably be the name on there that you would recognize the least as far associated with wrestling. Hint, hint. But it was the Glow Girls, man. They were on like cable TV on like Channel 25. And it was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. And they even had a series on Netflix too, I think it was. I watched a few seasons of it, and it just kind of disappeared. But David McLean, yep, the most unknown cat. I mean, he was putting 20 of them in a motel. It was nuts. It was bare bones minimum, but it was awesome, man. Oh, it was fucking hilarious, man. Shout out to the Glow Girls out there. Question number 45. What was the nickname of CM Punk's entrance theme in WWE? 1 was it Voices, 2 was it This Fire Burns, 3 was it Cult of Personality, or 4 was it Break Down the Walls? And you can just hear it if you think about it. I mean, it's CM Punk making his way down the arena. He was awesome too, man. For a little guy, he took on Brock Lesnar. Brock threw him around like a rag doll, but he took the bumps, came back for more, even had a respectable showing. But who was the what was his theme song? I don't know the name of it, but I'm kind of guessing by the sound of it that I'm going to guess number 3. What do we say? Yep, number 3, 84% got that one right. Thomas and Sacred, Break Down the Walls. That was wasn't that Chris Jericho? Break Down the Walls. Question number 46. Man, this band is taking too many breaks for me. Which wrestler was known for using the pile driver variation called Greetings from Asbury Park, a name of a Bruce Springsteen album? This dude was from Asbury Park, and he was huge. 1 was it Taz, 2 was it Sid Vicious, 3 was it Big Boss Man, or 4 was it Bam Bam Bigelow, another wrestler who's passed away. But I mean, this dude, he was a giant. He would do cartwheels. He weighed close to 400 pounds. What was his name? Tattoos in his head before anybody ever got him, you know. Now you see him, they're a dime a dozen, but when this cat come in there, imagine going in there and saying, I want the lightning bolts on my fucking head. Bam Bam Bigelow. Crazy. De Niro and Christopher got that one first. 84%. Question 47 as we move into the home stretch. Who founded All Elite Wrestling, AEW, alongside Tony Khan? I think I said this one earlier. Hey, there's my brother L-Dub. The first time I was ever on YouTube, L-Dub and me, we did a professional wrestling show. And man, here I am 5 years later doing the same shit. But remember that I remember that L-Dub? We had Curtis Anderson on there. It was a good show, man. I remember that to this day. It was so much fun. But L-Dub says, yeah, come on over my channel. I didn't know what the hell YouTube was all about. We just opened the links up and we talked wrestling. But who founded it alongside Tony Khan? And I see this guy I thought was the first champ, Cody Rhodes. Since split, said, fuck you, Tony. Went back to the WWE, but he started it with Tony Khan. That's why I thought he would be the first champ. I guess everybody else did too, so they let him bite the bullet. And who did we say was the first champ? I think we did it earlier. It wasn't Omega. It was somebody else. Jericho, I think it was, right? Yeah, Jericho probably beat him in the initial championship match over here. Question number 48 in this Thanksgiving Tournament of Champions. Which wrestler famously threw the WCW television title in the trash can? And it wasn't Riddick Bowe. 1 was it Scott Hall. 2 was it Larry Zbyszko. 3 was it Kevin Nash. Or 4 was it Eric Bischoff? Dig on that piano playing too, man. Sounds like Keith Jarrett back there. That's John Davis on the piano. But that was a headbanger right there. Scott Hall. He threw the WCW television title in the trash can. Yeah, Vince didn't like that at all, man. Vince did not like that one. 17%, man. D-Ray on the drive. 67% said Eric Bischoff. Was that the 50th question? I guess that was, man. I didn't put that's the end of the game right there, man. And there's our winning board. There's our board of winners right there. Coming up. In first place, with 30 correct answers, Dinero Spada. The place goes wild. Right on his heels, JD with 29. Sacred Truth, 25 in third place. Christopher, man, one of these days you're gonna take that title, bro. But you're like a Java. You got to keep going back for your lessons. You got to keep learning. Keep picking yourself off the ground. Respectable fourth place. D-Ray came in a little late, got 17 correct. Thomas got 6 correct when he came in, man. Just Frank with a couple. Lemmy Audit and Vaughn both played the game. Much fun. You guys are awesome. Once again, on this Thanksgiving Eve. Anything else that I wanted to say about wrestling that I wasn't saying during the contest, but it was definitely fun, JD. I like doing this shit, man. And you guys have any topics you want to do for trivia? I got this program that I can just go into the AE and get. We can do anything you want. We can do serial killers. I'm doing a lot of boxing stuff. I think I may go into the golden age and do the turn of the century. We did a Joe Louis, I think, man. It's just a good way to pass the time. Sometimes you get sick of listening to the same old cats arguing about fuck. This week it was Tyson and Jake Paul. Every time I heard it talking, I'm going somewhere else. And bro, I saw this card happening today. I mean, this was. I have to go pull this one up. I really do, man. Before we go, I have to end it with this one. February 22nd in Riyadh. Listen to this card. This is proposed. This isn't 100% sealed and this isn't sealed yet, but this is the card that is proposed for February 22nd. Daniel Dubois takes on Joseph Parker. Shakur Stevens versus Floyd Schofield. Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. Hamza Shiraz and Carlos Adams, whatever you want to call him. And this one I like, Zhili Zhang and Ajit Kabayel. And man, if this happens, this is going to be super. This is once again, this is what boxing should be. Turki Al-Sheikh is doing his thing. Let him go crazy. I hear people knocking this guy. Did you just hear the names that I mentioned on the same card? They're going to scramble to see who's the main event, who's the co-main event. This is something that even Don King's Repeat or Revenge didn't have as many intriguing matches as this. There was a card that happened in 1980 that I thought was one of the best televised cards, and it was Larry Holmes on the card. Larry fought Leroy Jones. That was the night that Mike Weaver knocked out John Tate. And on that same card, Sugar Ray Leonard knocked out a guy named Davey Boy Green, one of the best left hooks you'll ever see. And Eddie Mustafa Muhammad beat Johnson. What was his name? Marvin Johnson for the WBA light heavyweight title. But anyway, this card rivals that. Can you imagine if this is the real deal, man? If this thing happens, even if 3 of those fights happen on the same card. Whew. Ortiz and Ennis, we've been craving that one for years. And it's a good possibility. Turki Al-Sheikh putting these together. He purchased Ring Magazine. I think he wants to make that Ring Magazine the ultimate belt to have. And years ago it was, man. That's the belt Jack Dempsey wore in 1922. So boxing is hot right now. Just keep your eyes peeled. More importantly, make sure you're subbed here. Keep your notification button on. Anything you want to see trivia done, anything you think you excel in, please type the comments below. Don't tell them to me because I forget them. Type them below and we'll do it for you. It'll be my pleasure to run it because all you cats coming in here and doing this with me. Otherwise, I'd be sitting around here doing it by myself. So, All applause and hats off to everybody out there. Thank you much for coming by. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. And I'm